And then he got news one day that his mama, his sister, his two nephews had been killed in that neighborhood. And he said, my God, what is this? The guys from Crips and the Bloods, they came in and they went in the wrong house. They thought they had the right house, and they went in the wrong house and killed his mom, his sister, and his two nephews. So he said when he went to court, he wanted to see who these people were, and his other sister said, you come and see them. When he stepped into the court session, he looked into his amazement. It was a little boy he saw doing all these moves that he never took time. Yeah, you heard me right. The very man, boy, he didn't take time with. The one who had football skills was the one that killed his mom, his sister, and his two nephews. And he said his life changed through that. He went out and he started doing other work because he realized sometimes you're not hearing the message. You are the one that has the power to change the future. He had power to change the future. You have power to change the future. So when he called the elders and anointed you, he said, you have power to change the future. He said, just trust what I say. I'll put you in the right place. I'll order your steps. That while you think you dodging me, I'll have you running into me. When you think you escaping what I want, I'll bring you straight to it. When nobody else in your family seems to want to, you don't even know who your family is. God is still looking out for you because God knows why you were born on this earth. You were born on this earth because you do the will of God. You do the will of God. You were born. It's something in you that God has been leading you to. That's why when he demonstrated and said, I'm going to send this man down all the way from north and bring him down, and I'm going to have him speak into the lives of people so that your lives can change. If you could just embrace it. They asked me how did I meet some of the people. I just went. I missed Dr. King. I never saw it. And I was living. It was college student. But he didn't see it. So one day some friends told me, they said, Reverend Jesse Jackson is coming to California. He's going to speak for a few minutes in a session. I bought a ticket. And I flew from Florida to California. Because I said I was going to miss another great man. But let me tell you what happened. He was standing up speaking about 15 minutes, and he said, all ministers stand. I stood up. He looked over and he said, we have an emergency meeting in Chicago. Can you join me in the emergency meeting in Chicago next week? And he looked over at me when I was standing and he said, will you join me? He was just preaching what I had preached that Sunday. Yeah. He was preaching on Nehemiah and how important it is to build a wall. Now, he looked over and he said, will you be there? And I shook my head and said, yes. Things began to fly open. There are people who sometimes when you look at it, when they see you, they understand they have something that draws it. I think if you sat in the parking lot of Sony, something will come to you too. I believe that. I believe that something will happen that will make a difference for you, because I found out great people are always trying to connect. Great people. Great people. See, it's the other people who always think somebody's against them. There was one writer there, Yvette Jones. She runs a whole series now. She does all this writing. Fantastic woman. And they introduced her. They said at age 20, you think everybody's talking against you. By the time you get to 40, you're fighting and saying, I don't care what they're doing. By the time you get to 60, you find out they weren't talking about you anyway. You spent 40 years over people. Somebody brought up a name, and they said, we want to do this. They written the book of play. They said, I really needed somebody to play the part, and Quincy Jones couldn't find nobody. He was sitting up in a hotel room looking at television, and a lady was doing a little vocal show. Her name was Oprah. He said, that's what I want. She got this